back to another interview episode, everyone. How you doing? Great. We have McJalia Bonilla here with us today, of course, every week. How you doing? I'm doing well. Great. I forgot what I was gonna say. What's my line? Anyway, shall we begin? Yeah, great. What's stopping people from accepting the new version of you? I think because the old version of me let people walk all over her and do whatever they wanted, and I would just accept it with no comment, really. Right. How do you know it's time to let go of who you used to be? When it's no longer making me happy or, making me feel miserable like my old self did. But that could have been also a number of things. Trying to fit a role that people had me as. Like me 2-3 years ago was absolutely miserable. I found some poems a few months ago, actually I think over a year ago, I can't remember, time blurs, but I was reading them to my girlfriend and I was like, wow, I was so incredibly unhappy with myself and my life. It was bad. Right. Bless you. Thank you. What old ideas about yourself are holding you back? The ideas of old me that are holding me back, I wouldn't really say there's a lot. I would mainly just say that there are some unhealthy habits that I take with me from my past self, such as like getting defensive, like I talked about, or lack of discipline on like doing something. For example, going to the gym. Like, I really try hard to be consistent, and sometimes like my feelings of like, oh, I'm so tired or exhausted just take effect, and then I don't end up going to the gym. So this year I'm really trying to step into my new version of myself and become more disciplined with things like that. Right. What does it feel like to release old expectations of yourself? It's incredibly freeing, but also nerve-wracking because people will be like, well, you used to do this or you used to be like this. And then you have to get that awkward moment of explaining like, that's not who I am anymore. Like, I don't want to be that person anymore. So awkward, freeing, sometimes a little tedious if you have to, say it multiple times to people asking, well, what the hell's wrong with you? Like, yeah. Right. How do you step fully into the version of you that's growing? Just accepting the uncomfortability that comes with growth, because we are all going to be uncomfortable in growing new versions of ourselves because we've never been that version of ourselves. So how are we supposed to know? And, it's very uncomfortable. It's very difficult. That's why I think being a teenager is like even harder than being an adult, because we're constantly changing. We're constantly finding new things that we enjoy. Our peers are either pressuring us or finding things that also seem cool. So we're just like bouncing off of other people's personalities and hobbies and things that they like. And it's just meshing all together into teenage bodies, but we're still trying to figure it out. Right. Seems very freeing. Yeah. Right. When has holding on to an old version of you caused problems? More of my flight or fight response being in arguments. Like, that old version of me, I really don't want to take in, like, I don't want to be her anymore. So I'm really trying to catch myself and work on it, because I don't want to be a flight risk or shut down or get defensive all the time, because it's really exhausting when in a disagreement and, it would solve so many problems. But I know it's not going to take like a few months to do it. It takes a lot of practice. So I really want to move on from that old version of me. Right. No, yeah, right. How do you deal with your own attachment to your old self? I kind of just think of like, here is the old version of me laid to rest, so that way the new versions of me can take effect and really stand out and be bold and be direct of how I want my life to go, because I've spent so much time living for others' expectations and living for the roles that they had me in, and I just don't want to, like, I stopped doing that a long time ago. Lay those past versions of me to rest and move on. Right. No. Yeah, let her go, you know? Let her go. Just swipe that bitch under the rug, you know what I mean? Okay. All right, well, that is all we have for today, folks. We will see you next time. Have a great weekend. Oh my god, fuck, I have to sneeze. Ah! Gotta redo that because my dog fucking sighed. Ah! Every fucking time, bro. What